Hello, everybody. I'm Ryan from Fireside Yankees, and we're back with a live stream covering the postgame for this 7-3 loss for the Yankees. Now, again, spring training results don't really matter that much. So, if you're upset about them losing, it's a little bit irrational. But there's a lot to talk about because it was another outing for Marcus Stroman, who's obviously one of the new additions for the Yankees over the winter. Their primary starting pitching addition to bolster their rotation. They had a couple of impressive performances from some guys in the lineup. They had 10 hits today. They actually out-hit the Baltimore Orioles, and they actually weren't scoring until that last inning, and a lot of hits came in that final inning. But it was a weird contest. You out-hit the Orioles, and you still end up, losing by a considerable margin. That's weird. Baseball is weird that way. But with that being said, there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot we want to get into. And first and foremost, Aiden, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you, my man. Yankees tried to come back in the ninth. It's okay, though. Volpe had 2 hits today. Yeah, Volpe looked good. I think Volpe has looked excellent. I think I'm really impressed with the way he's handled his new swing adjustments. I think that contact and on base percentage numbers, those are the things you're going to be evaluating for Volpe throughout the spring, throughout the regular season. Those are really the 2 key metrics for him to improve upon. If he's able to improve on his contact skills, if he's able to improve, upon his OBP, then he'll be a quality shortstop in this league for a very long time. And I think the New York Yankees, look at this guy as somebody who could lead off for them in the near future. They let him off a few times earlier in the year when he was really getting the ball rolling. And obviously that slowed down because he slowed down. But I think that Volpe is a guy who has impressed me thus far this spring, and I'm certainly looking forward to how he continues to adjust with his swing and how he continues to perform as spring training goes on. CWE says, hello, CWE. I hope you're having a good time. Hope you're having a good day. Stroman looked good too. Yeah, Marcus Stroman looked excellent. Marcus Stroman was brilliant. He, tossed 4 innings, 2 hits, 0 walks, 3 strikeouts. I thought that it was really important that he looked good because of the fact that, he had a rough first outing. I'm not saying that was indicative of anything, but it's always good to get a confidence booster in there. I think pitchers would tell you, even though they don't think that Stroman, or I think even though they think that spring training, they know that spring training results are kind of hogwash, it's still important to have some confidence. It's still important to have, it's still important to look good and to have some confidence there. And I think Stroman, I thought he looked really good. I thought his stuff looked crisp. I think everything looked really, really good for him. So really excited and really encouraged by the command, the poise, the feel, everything that was going well for him. I wonder if the New York Yankees, I wonder what the Yankees are going to be able to do with Stroman as the season goes on, how they'll manage his workload, stuff of that nature. He did end the year with some hip injuries, and it kind of slowed him down the stretch. He really struggled in the second half, but I'm really hoping that we could see a guy like Stroman put up some big performances because the Yankees are going to need him in the middle of that rotation. Volpe looks good. Yeah, so Anthony Volpe, he looked excellent today. We talked about that a little bit, Manuel. I appreciate you stopping by. I'm just impressed with the contact skills. That has really impressed me thus far. Yeah, I think the New York Yankees are hopefully going to get a more contact-oriented version of Volpe this year and somebody who could be a leadoff candidate for them either this year or next year. Aiden says, thoughts on Soto so far? He's looking so good. Glad we made the trade. Yeah, so, I know that Juan Soto, results don't matter. I understand that, but it's hard not to be excited. You have Juan Soto playing the way he's playing, hitting the way he's hitting, performing the way he's performing, absolutely balling out. I mean, it's kind of box office. The guy hits a home run in his first spring training game with the Yankees. Then, he hits another one, just an absolute bomb, just an absolute bomb. And it was the straight center field the second time as well. He's just such an impressive hitter. He does so many things so well. And, ultimately, I think the Yankees obviously knew they were getting a great hitter in Soto. But if you could see a version of Soto that's able to tap into that game power more, to really, take advantage of the fact that he's going to see so many pitches in zone because they're not going to pitch around to face Judge, I think we can see an even better version of Soto. I actually wrote an article about that on EmpireSportsMedia.com. And before we continue with this live stream, if you guys enjoy this kind of content, if you guys enjoy what we do here at Fireside Yankees, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. It goes a very long way. And of course, you guys can check out Empire Sports Media for all of your favorite New York sports content, including the New York Yankees. I already put my post-game recap for the written report up there. So if you guys want to check that out, you can certainly do so. But as we continue on with the questions and the chat, Angelo the Cookie goes, Stroman looked really good today. Can't say the same for Ramirez, Morris, Birdie, though. I thought Birdie looked good. I know he had a walk and a hit, but he didn't allow a run, 3 strikeouts. I thought Birdie looked brilliant. I'm really encouraged by Stroman, obviously. Morris was a little disappointing because I think he's an interesting pitcher at least. I don't know if interesting necessarily means good, but that's what it means. It means interesting. So, I think that there's a lot of experimenting and tinkering for guys. I think that guys aren't really, going out there and trying to win that bat or win the outing. They're just trying to put up a good game, or they're trying to work on their adjustments. They're trying to make the adjustments they feel like they need to do and kind of test things out before the season begins, and then they really can lock in. But with that being said, very impressed with Stroman. Very, very impressed. Thought he looked really good and mixed everything up really well. Hey, Ryan. Hey, Trevor. Hope you're having a good day. Trevor, again, this is a guy who is in every single one of our streams. Really appreciate you stopping by, my man. And I hope you're having a good day. And, I'm really excited to get some conversations going with this stream. We'll probably keep it around 30 minutes. I know it's the afternoon on a Saturday. So if you just finished watching the Yankee game, I imagine the next thing you want to do is anything else. But I appreciate you guys stopping by. And again, Trevor, thank you for stopping by. I think one thing I wanted to talk about from this game that really stood out to me was I just thought that, that late inning rally was pretty cool because you got to see a lot of prospects. Better Ice was a guy who you got to see there. He collected a hit. I think that the Yankees are going to get a lot of really fun outcomes from some of their prospects. And I think there's a lot of guys there that are worth talking about that are notable, that are interesting, that do a lot of things really well. I'm just really excited to see how the season plays out. Who makes the opening day roster? So I guess I would love to do a stream where it's just dedicated to predicting the opening day roster, or like a video or something of the sort. I might end up doing that, and also might end up doing an article on that. But yeah, I think as of right now, if you look at the Yankees projected 26-man roster, it's probably going to go, in the lineup, it'll go LeMahieu, Soto, Judge, Rizzo. I would go Torres, but I mean, Stanton's probably going to hit fifth. Verdugo, Torres, Wells, and Volpe, something of that sort. And then on the bench, Trevino. Trevino will catch certain games as well. I'm not saying Trevino's the true backup. I think him and Wells will both get an adequate amount of time at the plate and behind the dish. I think Grisham obviously is going to make the team. Cabrera will make the team. Peraza right now is like, he's a little hurt, but he should be fine. I don't think they want him to be the primary, backup infielder, but I think he is right now. I don't foresee like Josh Rojas not Josh Rojas. I'm blanking on, it's not Luis Rojas either. It's Jose Rojas, excuse me. I don't think Jose Rojas is going to make the roster or something like that. I don't think like a Kevin Smith or a Josh Van Meter. Those guys are not on the 40-man roster. I know that they have a couple of like waiver claims who were on the 40-man roster. I know Jeter Downs was outrighted, so he's not. I forget who. I think it's Jahmai Jones, who we also saw today. He's on that 40-man roster, and he could technically be an option. But I think if given the choice between Jahmai Jones and Oswald Peraza, the Yankees will go with Oswald Peraza. Do I think they sign somebody? Maybe. But as of right now, I believe Peraza will be that utility kind of guy. I went to Steinbrenner Field today, saw Loaiza pitch, and Stanton, Soto, DJ, Emerson, Peraza, and Vivas hit. That's awesome, man. That's great, dude. It's good to see Loaiza throw in because we haven't really seen any of the big bullpen guys come out of the bullpen and toss some innings in spring training this far. CWE says Soto smashing the ball. Absolutely. He is crushing the baseball. He has looked brilliant so far in spring training, and just really good to see him play the way he's played because, I mean, it's exciting. I know that baseball, again, spring training doesn't really matter that much at all, honestly. These are guys who are just working on things. Like, these pitchers are not throwing their best stuff, but it's always super encouraging to see, great players doing great things. And it's just fun. Like, I'm not going to lie. It's just a lot of fun. I asked Peraza how the shoulder was. He said something like, it's doing good. It's doing good, much better. Thank you, bro. That's a good, encouraging update. I'm glad he's feeling a little bit better. Obviously we'll wait on guys like Boone to talk. It's interesting. I don't think Boone talked. I don't know if he made the trip. So I don't know if he even made the trip. I don't know. I don't think we got a post-game press conference. So, I don't know. I think that, I think there'll be some fun stuff that'll come out of the next few days with injury news in terms of like Peraza, as long as he's fine. But I still think they're going to end up grabbing a utility infielder. I just don't think they're going to keep Peraza as their primary backup, if you get what I'm saying. DJ, Soto, Judge, Rizzo, Torres, Stanton, Verdugo, Volpe, Wells. I would hit Verdugo ahead of Stanton. Stanton's got to prove himself. He was so bad last year. He was not good enough to earn a job in that like top of the lineup. He's just not. He just hasn't done it. He just hasn't. So, Yeah, like that's the way I view the situation. I know that's a little bit mean, but I think he has to prove himself again. He has not proved himself to be that guy this year, and I'm not going to back off of that claim, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. He has to be better. He just has to be, and yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Emerson gave me a fist bump today. He went out of his way to give me a fist bump. I did not ask for a gesture or gesture for a fist bump. All I did was say hi to him. I guess he recognized me from Insta. Trevor, yeah, Emerson's a cool person. I got to talk to him a few times in Somerset. Not like as an interview, just kind of like chopping it up. Super, super cool guy. Really, really cool dude. And I'm really excited to see kind of how, he adjusts, especially after that bomb yesterday. He had a nuke. That ball was crushed. Very excited to kind of see how he handles, not being a guy who's not going to have a lot of reps. He's going to have to be very, very, he's going to have to take advantage of everything if he's not going to, if he's going to grab a starting job at some point during the year, he's going to have to really ball out when he gets an opportunity, because you've got Dominguez on the way. You've got Jones, you've got Verdugo, Grisham, Soto, Judge. I mean, it's the outfield's pretty loaded with players, so he'll have to really fight his way through, but he seems like a good guy. I'm rooting for the best for him, and I want him to be a great player. Yeah, I think the Yankees signed. You think the Yankees signed one more veteran guy like Will Myers or Donovan Solano? I'll say definitely no on Will Myers. He's only a first baseman and outfielder, and I do not foresee the New York Yankees paying for a first baseman / outfielder. Solano makes all the sense in the world. He would really help them offensively. He would really help their infield. I would love to see. I would love to see Donovan Solano on the New York Yankees this year. I don't know what makes me such a Donovan Solano guy outside of just the statistics. I mean, I do know what makes me a Donovan Solano guy. His stats are brilliant. But yeah, I don't foresee the Yankees leaving it unaddressed. Whether it's a minor league signing, I think it's possible that they could sign a guy like Gene Segura to a minor league deal. Maybe they bring in a guy like Elvis Andrews. I just think that they'll find somebody. I don't know if it's major league or minor league, but I think they'll bring in some more competition. Yankees, I don't see Stanton batting that low in the lineup. Yeah, I don't disagree. I think that's what the Yankees will do that. I just think that the New York Yankees, I think the Yankees have to, they just can't bat him like fifth. They can't. He does not prove himself to do that. Also saw Oswaldo hit as well. That's great. Verdugo is better, though. I think Verdugo is a better hitter right now. For whatever it's worth, Trevino caught a while ago. That's huge, actually, because he hasn't caught in games yet. I'm encouraged by that. That's great news. It's actually a great observation, Trevor. Feels like the Yankees aren't going to get another starter before opening day. I say they'll get a utility player and call it an offseason. I agree. I don't think they're going to get another starter. Dylan Cease, I think that ship has kind of sailed. I don't think they're going to sign Blake Snell. I don't think they're going to sign Jordan Montgomery. I don't think they're going to trade for anybody else. I don't think they're making another addition. I think their team kind of is what it is right now. Would I love a surprise addition? Sure. Do I think it's happening? No. So, yeah, I think the Giants are going to end up with Snell. I think Montgomery will end up not back with Texas. I think he'll end up with Boston. And I think, Chapman and Bellinger have already signed. So, yeah, I think that we'll see Snell and Montgomery end up with, two teams that are not the Yankees. I don't think Snell's happening either. Yeah, it's not happening. It would take his market really cratering. And I don't foresee that happening. Not that I don't foresee his market falling a little bit. It's already fallen, just not to the point where the Yankees would re-engage. Have they talked with Snell? Sure. But I don't think it's going to, amount to anything other than just, hey, what's your price tag? Cool. We can't sign you at that price tag. Goodbye. I gave up. I also have let go of that dream. I think it's done. I think that's a ship that has sailed. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with this. So yeah. I don't really know. I'm not saying it's sourced. I don't Solano's stuff is not sourced. I'm just kind of yapping and throwing shit out there that I think makes sense for the Yankees. I think Solano would be a ton of a huge. I love Donovan Solano. I just think it would make so much sense. He actually made an adjustment with his leg kick. Had a 123 WRC plus after implementing that leg kick. I think he provides them insurance at third base, second base, first base. They desperately need that insurance. Really need that insurance. They desperately need to have guys who can hold it down at those positions. I know Peraza is a depth piece, but he'll have to impress me a little bit more. Snell was asking for too much. I think Snell was asking for what a player like Snell should ask for based on his accolades, but not based on reality. He was not getting 7 years, 290. I think he should have taken the original offer the Yankees gave him. I think they misread the market. I think Boris and he'll say it himself. He missed there. And he's, no one's perfect. Nobody reads the market perfectly. Smart people screw up all the time. He missed there. Would the Yankees be incredible with Blake Snell? I would prefer them to have Blake Snell over Marcus Stroman in terms of just pitcher for pitcher. But do I blame the Yankees for not bringing in Blake Snell as well? No. I mean, it's a 110% tax towards the luxury tax. He was going to be like a 6-year commitment as well, and that would have raised at least some questions regarding, your ability to pay Juan Soto long term. So I'm not too dissatisfied with the fact that the Yankees have not ended up with Blake Snell. I think Austin Wells was catching today too. I didn't see it, but he has catcher gear on his pants, and he was in uniform. When I saw him, he was sitting on the side watching others hit. That's interesting. I don't think he caught because he probably caught yesterday. So yeah, Jones is good too, and Ben Rice, they're hitting well. Jones is the top prospect in the system. Glad to see you get some of Jones' power. Maybe he has a chance of getting called up, making an impression on Yankees camp. I think we got to press the brakes on Spencer Jones being up this year. Not because I particularly think that Spencer Jones isn't good. I just think that Spencer Jones needs time. I think Spencer Jones needs the year to be that guy. And I'm not saying that to say, it's not got nothing to do with who he is as a player and everything to do with just he has 1 year of professional baseball under his belt. And I think the Yankees, it would take something awful happening, to their outfield depth for them to have to call up Spencer Jones. Like, if you think about it, Verdugo, Judge, Soto, Stanton, Grisham, Dominguez, it should get you through the year. If it doesn't, I'm concerned. And that's throwing in Pereira as well. That's 7 guys who are on the 40-man roster that aren't Spencer Jones. If they don't get through the year with those guys, something awful has happened, and this team is probably not playing very well. Snell probably would have signed with the Yankees weeks ago if Boras wasn't his agent. Yeah, but again, it's Scott Boras, guys. It's Scott Boras. His pedigree kind of speaks for itself. His resume speaks for himself. So, yeah, I don't think it's important for me to say. I don't think it's important for us to like try to make it seem like we know whether Scott Boras is a good agent or not. He's clearly a good agent. So he just missed on this, and it happens. So yeah. To add on to Trevino, he's been doing some catching drills and catching pitches all spring. I don't think he's been hitting, but I can't confirm that part. Yeah, I'm just excited that he's doing well in that regard and just catching. Obviously, you want him to respond to that incident well. It's a calf injury is weird because calf injuries aren't, something you look at and go, all right, it's just season ending or whatever, but it's also not like he has a headache or, his fingers hurt a little bit. It could be a serious injury. So, it's good to see him rebounding the way he has rebounded over the last few weeks. And let's see. What else do we got? I'm trying to think also with the catching depth. You have Wortvet in there. And Wortvet's interesting because Wortvet does not have minor league options. So if you don't have minor league options, you get waived or you get traded. And I don't know what they're going to do with Ben Wortvet. I don't think they're going to keep. I think somebody has to get hurt for him to be okay in terms of like a roster spot. He's a guy on borrowed time. I think he'll have to prove himself at some point. I don't know when. I don't know when that'll happen. I don't know for what team he'll end up on, but I don't think he'll be playing for the New York Yankees this year. So, yeah. Let's see what we got. And if you guys have any more questions, send them my way, of course. I don't understand spring training, and it's like it's not the same vibe as earlier in the spring training where it's like you haven't seen baseball in forever. We've seen a billion games, so it's weird. It's one of those like we've seen a million games already. Not a million, we've seen like 5. But I'm just kind of waiting for the regular season now. Like I'm just anxious. I just want to get the regular game started. But yeah. How do you feel on the game today? I felt good about how they performed. I felt good about Stroman. I felt good about what they got from Volpe. Not a great performance from Cody Morris. Not good at all. The offense, obviously, a lot of guys didn't really do a great job. But I still think that I still think that there was a lot of just there were encouraging signs. I think the most encouraging sign is again just the fact that Stroman looked as good as he did. He 4 scoreless and he looked. It was breezy, man. It was 3 strikeouts, no walks, and I was just really encouraged by Stroman, and I felt encouraged by today's game. Should we trade one of these catchers for a bat or a pitcher, maybe Cease? There's no shot the Yankees are going to be able to land Dylan Cease in a package that includes Ben Wortvet. Ben Wortvet is simply not, you know what I mean? It's not, he's simply not that great of a player. I think he's good. I just don't think he's great. Like a good defensive, he's a good catcher to have on your roster because he can play great defense, but he's not good enough to guarantee a major league spot to. And I try to not say like awful because these are major league players, but yeah, like he just isn't really good enough to get a guaranteed spot. Is it a bad look for Snell posting him just playing Call of Duty, or am I just being an old man? I don't think it matters. Obviously, you want him to be on a mound and compete, but there's nothing you can really do about it, guys. So, yeah, like there's nothing they can really do about it. He's just kind of waiting around and trying to live his life. Who did Stroman face today? Who was the Orioles lineup? Yeah, so it was a pretty good Baltimore lineup, if I'm not mistaken. I think, I think Mullins. It was Mullins, Rutschman. Let me get the lineup. Hold on. Box score. Here we go. Starting lineup was Mullins, Rutschman, Mountcastle, O'Hearn, Hayes, Mayo, Colton Wong, Jorge Mateo, and Kerstad. So, a good mix of great prospects. Wong and Mateo are probably the two guys you're like, all right, whatever. But you have Rutschman in there. That's their second or their best player, depending on how you view Henderson. Mullins is there, good player. Mountcastle's there, good player. And O'Hearn's there. So there were some good. He wasn't facing scrubs. He was not facing a team of nobodies. He was facing a pretty good team, all things considered. So, yeah. Let's see. Could Shea still be a possibility for the Yankees? It's possible, but it's not very likely. So that's kind of where I'm at with Shane Bieber and that situation. So, yeah, I don't think he's happening right now. I don't think the Yankees are getting him. I would love to be wrong. I think he's a good player. I would love to be wrong. I love being wrong about these kinds of things, but that's where I'm at right now. So he faced a lot of the Orioles starting lineup. That's encouraging. Yep, it was a very encouraging outing. I thought I was very impressed with what he did, and I was impressed with the level of competition he faced. So, yeah. If you guys have any more questions, you can shoot them my way, but we're going to start wrapping up soon. We're going to do post-game streams like these, most likely longer during regular season. Like, it's not going to be 20 minutes after, like, the Yankees, win a big game or lose a big game or whatever it may be. We want to make sure we're keeping the live streams long, but these afternoon streams where it's like 4 o'clock and it's a Saturday, it's like spring training. I mean, there's only so much to talk about. We don't even have StatCast data. I don't even know how hard the balls hit. I can't tell you how hard Stroman was throwing. Boone didn't even get a post-game presser. There's not even quotes to talk about. There's a lot of just like, yeah, so here's the box score if you didn't watch the game. And not that I don't think that's valuable, but I think there's, it's important. It's important to know that there's just not as much information. But yeah, if you guys have any final question, please send them my way because we're going to start, wrapping up. And I appreciate you guys, by the way, really stopping by. I didn't schedule this stream. I actually just kind of threw it up on YouTube. I know that it's a Saturday afternoon and you guys have things to do. And I really appreciate you guys stopping by and giving us some views and giving us a little bit of your time. If you guys enjoyed today's stream, if you guys enjoy streams like this, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. You guys can check out Fireside Yankees on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and of course this YouTube page. EmpireSportsMedia.com is where you have all of our New York sports content, our rating coverage. You can follow me at Ryan Garcia ESM, and we're going to start taking these final questions. Do you think Soto and Judge will be in the lineup tomorrow? I don't know. I don't know. I think we might see Soto, but maybe we see Judge. I just don't know. I wish I could tell you. I think either a scout or someone from the Yankees front office watching a live BP. That's interesting. I think the Yankees want to just keep a tab on everybody. They also have a lot of data that they get in these things. Like I know we don't get StatCast based off of BP, but they get StatCast. They get these exit velo reads and these velocity reads, and they have the gun going. They have he had a radar gun and a lanyard, so it was someone who evaluates talent. Yeah, no, it made me look, man. I wanted one day just bring a radar gun and go to spring training or go to like minor league games, but yeah, like I think it's one of those like spring training, but they get information from that stuff. They can actually do get things like exit velo and all that. So we don't get it, but they do. But yeah. With that being said, though, we're going to be wrapping up now. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, and we will see you guys tomorrow afternoon, right? It's a 1:05 start. We'll have a video up tomorrow, a little morning pod, and we'll have a couple of fun things going for you guys. So, yeah, if you guys enjoyed today's video, again, like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody. Have a good night.